Welcome to Episode 7, Traveling and Incurring Expenses. In this episode, you will learn how to travel and incur expenses when assigned to temporary duty. By the end of this episode, you will learn general obligations of employees when traveling, including record keeping. The importance of incurring expense types and amounts only as authorized. An overview of the FTR's prudent traveler rules. The following symbols draw your attention to a particular point or topic. The red circle and exclamation point denotes a very important point. The yellow caution triangle denotes a safety note warning that failure to heed the point will likely cause significant issues. The blue exclamation point and banner denotes a best practice. And the blue binoculars denote a case study used to further explain or provide an example. Travel must be done via normally traveled routes without circuitous routes and intentionally excessive delays. Employees must apply all travel expenses to the IBA travel charge card. The FTR requires employees to keep receipts for all lodging expenses regardless of amounts and any individual expense costing $75 or greater, and any individual expense costing $75 or greater. A record of travel expenses incurred. By using the IBA travel charge card for all travel expenses, a record is automatically created. Employees may not mix personal travel with TDY travel. Employees must also incur only those expense types and amounts they were authorized to incur. Remember, an approved TDY authorization fixes the expense types and amounts that may be incurred and serves written notice to the employee of this. If an amount is exceeded, then it is the employee's personal liability, not the government's. An approved TDY authorization may not be retroactively amended to increase or decrease the amount payable to an employee. Law allows only 3 limited exceptions to the general retroactive amendments ban. Failure to plan sufficiently does not establish a basis to retroactively amend a TDY authorization. For more information on this topic, see the HHS LMS course on retroactive amendment of approved TDY authorizations. The federal travel regulation places the burden upon the employee to know the law, rules, and policies pertaining to travel and to apply them correctly. The expectation is that an employee will travel in a fiscally conservative manner, expending only those amounts that are authorized and necessary. This is established in the Prudent Traveler Rules, which are a series of rules within the Federal Travel Regulation, FTR Section 301 to 2.3, Section 301 to 2.4, Section 301 to 10.123, and Section 301 to 71.203. A. The Civilian Board of Contract Appeals has upheld this standard countless times. Furthermore, the government is not liable for bad information, granting permission when there is no authority to do so, bad advice, inaccurate guidance/information, etc. If an approving official authorizes an expense that is not within their discretion or allowable by law or regulation, then there is no basis to reimburse a claimant for it, even when the claimant acted in good faith. FTR Section 301 to 2.3, What standard of care must I use in incurring travel expenses? You must exercise the same care in incurring expenses that a prudent person would exercise if traveling on personal business. Prudence, the quality of being prudent. Cautiousness. Prudent, acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Financial prudence, careful management of available resources. Employees often mistakenly read FTR Section 301 to 2.3 as I must exercise the same care in incurring expenses as if I were traveling on personal business. The FTR does not state that. Rather, it states that a prudent person would exercise. How one spends their own money is irrelevant. Rather, the model that must be followed is a fiscally conservative person, someone who is tight-fisted with money. If an employee is not prudent, then they are personally financially liable. Section 301 to 2.4, For what travel expenses am I responsible? You are responsible for expenses over the reimbursement limits established in this chapter. Your agency will not pay for excess costs resulting from circuitous routes, delays, or luxury accommodations or services unnecessary or unjustified in the performance of official business. Which of these correctly describes the purpose of an approved TDY authorization? A. It provides authorization to travel and incur expenses. B. It provides written notification to an employee of the travel expense types and amounts they may incur. C. It serves to fix the expense types and amounts that may be incurred. D. All of the above. Pause the video, consider your response, and then resume to learn the answer. The correct answer is D. All of the above. It provides authorization to travel and incur expenses. It provides written notification to an employee of the travel expense types and amounts they may incur. It serves to fix the expense types and amounts that may be incurred. If a designated approving official has reason to doubt that an employee has incurred an individual travel expense of less than $75 as claimed, may they require the employee to provide a receipt for that expense? A. Yes. It is the government's prerogative to demand a receipt as proof of an expense. The absence of a receipt is sufficient to disallow the claimed expense. B. No. However, the employee can be asked to produce the required record of travel expenses. The absence of a record, together with the reason for doubt, would be sufficient to disallow the claimed expense. Pause the video, consider your response, and then resume to learn the answer. The correct answer is B. No. However, the employee can be asked to produce the required record of travel expenses. The absence of a record, together with the reason for doubt, would be sufficient to disallow the claimed expense. Which of these is not considered a standard of care according to FTR Section 301-2.3? A. Prudence, the quality of being prudent, cautiousness. B. Brevity, concise and exact use of words in writing or speech. C. Prudent, acting with or showing care and thought for the future. D. Financial prudence, careful management of available resources. Pause the video, consider your response, and then resume to learn the answer. The correct answer is B. Brevity, concise and exact use of words in writing or speech. True or false? The government is not liable for bad information, granting permission when there is no authority to do so, bad advice, or inaccurate guidance/information. Pause the video, consider your response, and then resume to learn the answer. The correct answer is true. The government is not liable for bad information, granting permission when there is no authority to do so, bad advice, or inaccurate guidance/information. Complete the following sentence. If a designated approving official authorizes a travel expense type or amount that is not allowable by law or regulation, then A. The operating division is obligated to pay anyway since the supervisor authorized it. B. The operating division should allow the actions to take place and put the onus on the employee. C. There is no basis to reimburse the expense. D. The employee must notify their operating division senior travel official of the incident. Pause the video, consider your response, and then resume to learn the answer. The correct answer is C. There is no basis to reimburse the expense. Congratulations! You have completed this episode. Thank you for participating. The next episode in this series is Episode 8, Vouchering and Settlement of Travel.